Alright, today we are going to be unboxing and testing the ThinkScan 662 scanner. Most people think all scan tools do the same thing. Read a check engine light and that's it. But what if I told you this scan tool can actually command your car to turn components on and off, reset maintenance item, and save you hundreds in diagnostic fees. Today we're checking out the ThinkScan 662, and by the end of this video you'll know whether it's worth your money or if you should pass on this. Going into this area, you can see it has a USB-C port as well as a memory stick port that is expandable up to 128 gigabytes. It has a nice screen here. I'll give you guys the resolution and all the data right here. Nice little rubberized buttons on the top and the bottom, and it also comes with a USB-C to USB charger and the OBD2 port that plugs into the ThinkScanner. So let's go ahead and check this out. Alright, now that we have it powered up and this is the main menu here, we're going to be greeted with a couple of screens here. The diagnose, the maintenance, and the upgrade, and more. So for the diagnostics, this is where you're probably going to be spending most of your time. Here you can perform auto VIN searches, scan all the vehicle modules, read and clear trouble codes, view live data, view freeze frame data, and access individual control modules like the engine, transmission, ABS, and airbag systems. The next tab, which is the maintenance tab, well, the maintenance menu is where you'll find all the service reset functions. Depending on your vehicle, you'll have access to features like oil reset, electronic parking brake service, battery registration, steering angle sensor calibration, TPMS reset, throttle body relearn, injector coating, ABS bleeding, DPF regeneration for your diesels, and more. Keep in mind that available function depend on the make and model of your vehicle, and they won't be available for all the vehicles. Now going into the upgrade tab, this section lets you download the latest software updates from ThinkScan. ThinkScan provides lifetime free updates for this tool, so it's always a good idea to keep everything current to maintain compatibility with newer vehicles and the latest diagnostic features. Going into settings, you can customize the scanner to your preference. This includes the Wi-Fi setup, the language selection, units of measurement, display options, data and time, sound settings, and different system information. You also have a feedback section if you ever run into a vehicle specific issue or something that isn't working as expected. The feedback option lets you send diagnostic reports directly to ThinkScan supports team. You also do have a drop-down menu, and in this drop-down menu it's pretty much essentially the same thing you see on the main menu, which is the diagnosis tab, the maintenance tab, the upgrade tab, and the settings tab. One thing I like is the screen resolution, and the touchpad is very responsive, and you also have the buttons when you need them for ease of use. Alright, so we are in the vehicle right now. We got it connected to the OBD2 port. We're going to turn the ignition on and we're going to go through some of the features here. We're just going to go and see if it will do the auto search for the vehicle right now. Again, this is a 2007 Honda Civic. Alright, and it pulled it up and it does show me that it's an LX, and hopefully we start diagnosing after this point. Alright, so now we're going to be able to do a couple of different scans on the vehicle through this ThinkScan scanner. We're going to do a health report right now. It says it's going to take some time to execute, but I think this is going to test all the systems. This device tests 4 main systems on the vehicle, so it is not a full system scanner, but it is 4 main systems on the vehicle. So the ECU, which is engine control module, the transmission control module, anti-braking system module, and let's see if it comes up with another module to test. So far, as you can see, there's no faults in the engine code and transmission, which is always a good sign. And after a few minutes, as you can see, 5 systems were actually scanned with 0 codes. So these are the systems that it went through, and there's no issues. If there was an issue, you can also clear the codes or put it in your report, and that report you can actually later send to a customer to see what they need done with their vehicle. So we're going to go back Go back with this, go back to the USA spec, and let's try to do the other system check. Alright, so we're going to run with the system scan this time. Alright, so we went into the ECU, and you can get the version info of the ECU itself, ECU serial number, and you can also read the DCTs, clear DCTs, check the freeze frames. You can also view live data and do actuator tests. So let's hit the actuator test here. Let's see if we can test some of these features here. For example, the radiator fan. We're going to turn it on. Right now it's off. Let's see if we can perform this test. And the fan's just turned on, so we know it's communicating properly. And that's where the bidirectional scanner is really nice, just to double check certain things on the vehicle. Alright, now that you guys see what the VIN portion can do, let's go into the diagnose portion. You can download new software that comes out. It'll prompt you to download it. And diagnose is pretty much the same thing that is the VIN search, but I think you have to pull it up yourself. So let's go ahead and look for Honda. Alright, there's different Hondas. Let's go with the plain Honda. And yeah, it pretty much goes through the same area as the auto VIN. And I guess the last part that we can do, since we did the system scan, system selection. Okay, so you got all your different systems that are in this vehicle. Let's go back to the control module. And we showed you the actuator tests. Let's look at some of the live data. Now the vehicle is switched off at the moment, but we'll turn it on and we'll look at some of the sensors and the data and how you can view it. One thing I want to do and check is the short-term and long-term fuel trims, just because that's what we recently were checking when we installed the cold air intakes on our vehicle. So let me see if I can pull it up. I can also search for that as well. As you can see, plenty of sensors to test. Right now we're over 100 different sensors that we can possibly check. As you can see, we got the short-term and long-term fuel trims pulled up, and we're going to start the vehicle right now. And let's see if these values adjust. So right over here I got the short-term, long-term fuel trims and air fuel ratios pulled up. As you can see, we're idling at about 14.5 to 14.8, which is right at stoichiometric. And you can and it also tells you like a range it's in. You can also look at the graphs for these and look at different datas in the same time. You can combine them here as well, and you can add more things or remove things while you view it in a graph. So that's really nice and neat to see, and the display is really nice and big, so it helps you view that data. You can also record this data and again save it to your report and then send it to your customer. I'm not sure why the fuel trims are in a different like metric compared to what I'm used to seeing, but that's the only ones that I can find over there. Again, there's tons of sensors to choose from, so let's unselect everything and let's kind of go at the map sensor voltage and the mass airflow sensor voltage. You can see MAF and MAP doing their thing. So this would be actually really interesting to see and record data. It's almost like a tiny Handata or engine tuning device software where you can actually view the data. You can view it in graph format, and it's nice to see that, because you can also screen record this, do a little run, you know, second gear pull, third gear pull, and then you can record data and look back at the data if you don't have like a dedicated engine tuning device, but you can get some information out of this one. The same thing goes, you can live stream data from the transmission itself, so you are able to pull up things and view things for the transmission just as well as the engine itself. I'll switch it to drive here, and you see they just turned on and off, so it's very responsive. Seems to be showing the data very accurately. Alright, next one is going to be the OBD2 portion. Let's go ahead and enter that. And this is showing us if there's a check engine light, how many check engine lights are saved on the ECU,
And this is going to show you the emission stuff, or the readiness codes. If there's anything that's not ready, you're not going to be compliant for your emission test. And these are the readiness codes. And these are some of the things it runs through: evap monitor, purge flow, any misfires, and everything looks good. So that was pretty much the diagnose tab right over here. The maintenance tab, again, if you have vehicles that have TPMS or some of these other devices, you can possibly use them. The vehicle we're using, everything that you need to reset for maintenance pretty much is standard built into the vehicle. But like the battery matching, a lot of BMWs will have this. Anything over 08 will have TPMS reset. But you do have also key matching if you're interested in that. ABS bleeding to get all the brake fluid out of the ABS module, oil reset as well. So that's pretty much a summary of the ThinkScan 662 OBD2 scanner. As you can see, it's fully charged and charging when you press it, when you connect it to the OBD2 scanner. I do have it currently connected to Wi-Fi systems, and again, you can adjust the brightness of the screen here as well. You can record the screen right over here. It does have a memory card slot that's expandable to 128 gigabytes, so you can share all that information to your customers or for yourself. And that's pretty much it. There's a lifetime update on this device, 1-year manufacturer's warranty, and I love the fact that it's pretty nice screen, pretty nice screen, pretty nice display, lightweight, and I'm a fan of the standalone units like this. That way you keep your phone dedicated to personal needs, and you have a dedicated device like this to look up all the engine and vehicle stuff. If you guys are interested in a device like this and you want to check it out, buy yourself one. I'll have a link in the description. I ain't here for